Hey there, welcome to the newest episode of Hiker Homily. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about, I want to talk about ecology and the kind of environmental type of knowledge and things for hikers. But really what I want to talk about is how there seems to be an element of a number of hikers who it perplexes me that they see. This is a topic that I have a little. It's because it perplexes me so much. It's hard to even approach the topic for me. But basically, ecology and knowing about life sciences, you would think that would be something that almost every hiker would know something about. But at least according to things I see online, there is a decent number in the hiking community who are in the hiking hobby who know squat all about basic life sciences and ecology. Just one example. Here we go. And as you can see there, that little comment that was posted in a Facebook group, the person meant well. Okay, they weren't trying to be malicious. They weren't trying to do anything wrong or anything. They just had this neato idea, and wouldn't it be wonderful, and that would just help everything out. Unfortunately, it's such a naive idea that it glaringly shows this lack of understanding of the natural world. That the solution to issues like places getting damaged by wildfire, it's horrible. Especially this year in California, we lost some very beautiful areas, especially like some redwood areas and things like that. And some of the bigger redwood trees, this is not the first forest fire they've been through. They're going to be okay, but it's a lot of the other stuff that goes along with that. That was lost, and it's sad. And probably for a while, there's also sections of the Pacific Crest Trail that the fire did hit. Different fires did hit, and things like that. And then, for very good reason, the usual response to that, especially by the Forestry Service and stuff, is that section of trail is going to be closed. Probably for a couple of years. Usually a fire zone, that's what they do, is they'll close it for a couple of years to just let nature do its thing and recover. And make no mistake, fire is not a stranger to nature. Fires get set naturally all the time due to lightning strike and things like that. And nature knows how to rebound. In fact, there are parts of, that's what I was talking, one of the things I wanted to mention that some people somehow don't know if they're a hiker and stuff like that. There are parts of the ecosystem that actually need fire. To keep things balanced, and the fact that we've been extra careful, and as soon as one little spark sets off even a small fire, we douse it out. That's been part of the problem. Why the fires lately are so bad is because things have built up in a forest. They look really nice. They've been allowed to grow thick and all that undergrowth and things like that. Unfortunately, that's going a little too far into trying to be ecological, and that created some problems. And that's why these fires are as big as they are, is instead of the fire burning for a little bit, but because the forest wasn't completely just clumped together and stuff like that, it would burn itself out naturally. But then that fire would help pine cones open up, and that brings new trees and things like that. It'd be part of a cycle, Unfortunately, when we let a forest get a little too thick and stuff like that, then you get a major inferno that just destroys everything. It gets, instead of just the bottom parts of the trees where the tree is thick and stuff and the root will survive underground and it will keep growing up top, you get the entire tree completely immolated, and that's that. The forest is dead. It also promotes things like bark beetles, making it much easier for them to spread from tree to tree to kill off whole huge sections of the forest and stuff. But back to that one person's post. it's extremely naive that, not only do they not understand that nature knows how to rebound from fire all by herself, they don't need us, um, but to simply just go out and get wildflower seeds and just start planting them, that's not the answer. No. Everything has its ecological niche, and you know you can't just randomly plant whatever wildflowers happen to be in this packet of seeds I got. Yay, wildflowers, we're helping. No, not really. You could be planting plants that are invasive to that area. They're not native to that area. Um, and the animals that live in that area and will come back to that area after the fire is gone are going to need the plants they're used to and that are native. The insects are going to need certain types of plants and things like that. Some of those wildflowers may be poisonous to them, or to the wrong kind of insects and things. And it just creates a whole myriad of problems to just go out there and say, hey, I'm just going to plant this. So don't do stuff like that. Again, I'm sure that person's heart was in the right place. They just wanted to do something to help because they saw this damage, and it's devastating. But the fact that they didn't know anything about ecological niche systems, ecology in general, natural habitats, anything like that, their solution on how to fix it was ridiculous, to be quite frank. No matter how well intentioned it is, okay, well, that's how you pave a road to hell, according to a particular philosopher. Your intentions might be just fantastic, but that doesn't mean that if you actually carry them out, you won't do a lot of damage. And in this case, just randomly planting wildflowers, whatever kind, that could do a lot of damage to an area. So that just struck me. That right there was a huge illustration of it, and I've seen other examples of it, that there's a lot of hikers out there who claim anyway, when they get out there to nature, to just love the natural, oh, this is just an amazing area and all kinds of stuff like that, and yet they don't know anything about what makes that area amazing and the balance that is required to keep it amazing, because they'll go out there and damage that balance all the time. It's the same reason why we get some people who are just absolutely pissed off, and I'm not a big fan of them myself and stuff like that. When you get, cairn stackers, you get people out there and they're pulling all the rocks out of the river to make this, oh, look at how cool this is, man. There's just stacks everywhere, rocks everywhere. No, and like I said in my specific hiker homily on cairns, if you do it a little bit to specifically have a purpose, 3 or 4 rocks in a stack in a way they're supposed to be, and that marks a trail that otherwise isn't marked and things like that, I get it. That is a standard way that humans have been doing things for a long time, and I don't think that's a big problem. When you got to do them every 5 feet along the trail because you think it looks cool or it's artsy, okay, now you're damaging the ecosystem. You are, because you're pulling rocks, whether it's from a creek or not, even if it's just rocks that you just found lying around, that's part of the ecosystem. Little creatures live under those rocks, and they serve a purpose where they're at, and you pulling them out of where they're at could do some damage to whatever critter was living under there or other things. You're going to displace them. They're going to have to go find another place to move, and when they do that, they either don't make it and they die, or they displace some other critter that now has to go, and it just starts a whole chain of events. Things are connected. That's part of knowing what ecology is. That's part of knowing life sciences and what an ecosystem is. And so I'm kind of ranting here, but my real purpose is to challenge those of you who don't do that. And I know sometimes I fall on deaf ears because there are humans out there who, they just don't care. It's all about them, and there are hikers like that too. That yes, they think this is a beautiful area, but it's a beautiful area that they've seen, and after that, whatever, they don't care. They're not about preservation. They absolutely do not give a single crap about saving it for someone else. Okay, I've gotten to see this now, so in the morning I'm going to take my dump over here, and I'm going to leave a pile of toilet paper on top of it, and I'm going to throw trash over here because I got to see it when it was nice, and I really don't give if someone sees it when it's not nice. It's not my problem. People who come after me, I don't care. People there are some hikers who have that attitude, and it sucks. It irks me. It's it's sad and stuff like that. But then even others who do care about nature, and yet they don't care enough to really learn about what nature is, and they're the ones that we get with these kind of weird suggestions of, oh, maybe we should do this, or we should just plant this here and that'll make it look nice and stuff like that. And you have to understand that it's not looks. Nature can be beautiful. Look at this neat backdrop I have and stuff like that. Absolutely can be beautiful. But that is a byproduct of a very balanced ecosystem, not an art show. And so it's not about doing things that would make everything look better or look pretty. It's about doing things properly, even if it takes the long route, to get things back to normal. So if you really want to help, those of you who are asking, okay, so we get it, that wasn't a good idea to just plant wildflowers, just random ones anywhere we want, stuff like that. But still, the damage is horrible. Isn't there something we can do? There absolutely is. There are all kinds of organizations out there, and including the U.S. Forestry Service and things like that, who accept volunteers and can give you ideas, and sometimes they even form work crews and stuff like that that will teach you how to maintain trails properly, and they will do cleanups and mitigations of fire areas. They will do replantings of actual trees and things like that in areas that have been completely deforested because of the fire and stuff like that. So if you want to get involved, contact them. They will guide you to the right place with the right equipment and the right things to do, and can help you out. So yes, get a hold of those kind of organizations. There are private organizations as well, but I'm not here to advertise for anybody. So do some research on your own. There are legitimate, good organizations out there, both private and public government organizations, that can steer you in the right direction, and if you really want to help, can help. So I would highly suggest that, rather than just taking advice from a well-meaning but completely ignorant to basic life sciences and ecosystems person on the internet, who just says, we should do this. This would be great. Let's just go, next time we go hiking, if we hike through that burn area, let's just, bring a couple of packets of seeds with us and just scatter them everywhere and we'll fix everything. Don't do stuff like that. Okay? Again, as well-intentioned as I'm sure that was, that's completely naive and ignorant of actual life science. Don't do that. All right, that's my little rant for that. It shouldn't be a controversial thing. I know I sound a little harsh about it, but sometimes that's what people need. They there are just some people out there who say no, 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 and wagging a finger doesn't do a thing. It takes a brick on the head for some folks to get it. And so if my words are a brick on the head and some folks get it, awesome. They don't have to like me about it. They can go around and say, well, that guy was a jerk. I get it now. I'm not going to do that anymore, but that guy's a jerk. I can live with that. You can believe I'm a jerk if it also means that you're not going to go out to nature and do something really ridiculous, like just scatter general seeds around and stuff like that, or stack cairns everywhere. Yeah. So that's Hiker Homily for this time. If you have any comments and questions on that topic, and things like that, as always, you can comment down below on Instagram when I post that the new episode is up. Obviously, I'll post this on certain social media places. You can comment there, and also you can always get a hold of me at hikingforhealthca@gmail.com. And other than that, that's all we're going to do for this time. And as always, thanks for watching. Do appreciate those of you who do watch my crazy little channel, and I'll see you next time.